Hello there, Lunar Squadron, and welcome back to the channel. Star Wars Outlaws is officially upon us. We hope you guys are having as much fun getting lost in the worlds of Star Wars as we have had. If you guys want our complete thoughts on the game, we dropped a comprehensive hour-long review on Star Wars Outlaws earlier this week. We definitely recommend checking that out when you get the chance. But today, we are talking about a brand new gameplay update that just dropped for Outlaws alongside some new story DLC details that we received. But before we get into this conversation, we would love to have you as always. And the way to do that, just go down below this video, hit that little subscribe button, the bell notification right on next to it. It'll notify you every single time that Andreas and I upload. And if you'd like to take this conversation beyond the comment section on YouTube, make sure to head over to Twitter and follow us at Lunar Squadron, or join our Discord server. All of the information for that will be down below. Now, with all of this out of the way, Andreas, are you ready to officially talk about the post-launch era of Star Wars Outlaws?
Oh yeah, let's do this, guys. Early Friday morning, the Star Wars Outlaws Twitter account tweeted saying, "Hey Outlaws, arriving shortly for PC will be a hotfix version 1.1.1 that addresses the following known issues: VRAM improvements, overall stability improvements." And then I think the more important part here is the following, where it reads, "Thank you for continuing to share your feedback to us. We hear you, and we're working hard to make sure the Outer Rim is the best it can be for you to explore." And Nick, I think what's even more telling here is just scrolling through the comment section of this tweet, it looks like a lot of people have been reporting different glitches and issues they've been having with the game, and it looks like at Ubisoft support has really been in there getting their hands dirty, rolling up their sleeves, responding to a lot of these comments, and that's the attitude that I want to see. And of course, it remains to be seen whether or not this attention to glitches is going to pan out with actual fixes, because of course this is only a PC fix, a very preliminary hotfix here, and nothing substantial. But I would imagine, and I would hope the way that this game is running at launch, that there are some pretty substantial updates to all of the versions of this game across PC, Xbox, and PS5, because we do know that there are some glitches plaguing the game. Some people have had pretty gnarly save issues, just losing 20 plus hours of their save in the game, and there have been just all sorts of other issues that we've seen, just with different texture issues and then falling through the map, or different things that you expect at launch and some things that you frankly don't expect at launch. But we hope that this means that Ubisoft will be addressing all these issues.
Yeah, definitely. What's important to me is not the content of what this hotfix is going to do, like the VRAM improvements and the stability improvement. That's great for PC players. I'm really happy for them. I hope that makes things better for them. But what is important to me is the fact that this tells me that Ubisoft and Massive are aware that things need to be changed, and that they're aware that this update alone is not going to fix everything completely. They want you guys to continue providing your feedback so that they can continue working on the game. So if you guys have had any issues, please reach out to Ubisoft and let them know, just so we can make the game better for everybody. And Andres, like you said, this is for PC only. I do hope that this is a prelude to future updates for at least the PS5 version of the game. Of course, if you've guys seen our review, we ran into quite a few graphical and performance issues on PS5 that we hope are addressed. So hopefully this means that something like that is in the works. And one thing that I also really enjoy from this is the fact that this signifies that Massive has not just, okay, we've dropped the game, let's now turn our focus to just finishing the story DLC. Like, let's turn our attention to the DLC. Nope, they know they need to fix this game. So hopefully over the next few months, they are able to provide the necessary patches and updates to just fix some of the issues that this game absolutely does have at the current point in time. Because as we said in our review, this game is really being held back by those graphical and performance issues. If they are able to fix those, I think a few months down the road, once you start adding in the additional content and you get the updates in here, I think this game does have the potential to be something really special down the road, but it's just not there yet. So hopefully this is just a nice prelude to good things coming for this game. Now, we did mention story DLC, Andreas. We also got some new information about the story DLC today.
Yeah, and I think the most notable thing here is this photo. It's the key art for the season pass, and a lot of people have been very excited, particularly seeing Hondo Ohnaka, what looks like what he is going to look like in the game. Nick, I just want to talk about that first. What do you think of Hondo Ohnaka's appearance, or what we think his appearance is going to look like based off of this image?
Yeah, it's great. It's really exciting to see Hondo for real. We've seen him in some of like the concept art drawings just because we know this is the spring DLC, so it's not as far as long as the Lando fall DLC. But really exciting to see Hondo. It's also just really interesting the fact that Hondo Ohnaka is even going to be in this game during that post-Empire Strikes Back but pre-Endor time period, just because of what we know about Hondo in the lore. He's establishing his transport solutions business, and he's kind of having these, you know, second thoughts about working with cartels and syndicates. He's okay with working with the Hutts and Black Sun for a little bit, but then he's starting to change his mind and he wants to be more formal and business-like. So just going to be really interesting to see what type of Hondo we end up getting in this game. Is it like what we've seen in the Clone Wars and Rebels, or is it going to be a different Hondo? Kind of what you see in more of the Galaxy's Edge version of Hondo, where it's similar, but there are some key differences between those characters. But it is really exciting. And Andreas, what really draws my eye from this picture is that planet behind him. Where is this?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, and that's really the one thing that I've been really thinking about looking at the trailer that they released a couple weeks ago, and then the website here that outlines all of the Season Pass information. I've really been keeping a sharp eye on, will there be new areas, new planets in this Season Pass? What is this Season Pass actually bringing? Is it going to be worth the price tag that it has? And I think the first thing that I looked at right here is that potentially a new planet? And I don't know if I would expect a new planet for the Pirate's Fortune story pack or the second story pack here. I just think that's kind of a lot to expect, because if they were introducing new planets, at least if I were them, I would be marketing that. I would be saying, hey, we're going to have new planets to this game. But I think this game has bigger issues right now. I think how about we work on getting Canto Bight in the game first and foremost. But here, just looking at this key art, I'm looking at different asteroids floating around. It almost reminds me of the asteroid field that's outside of Akiva and Akiva space. So maybe this is just kind of a blurry shot with Akiva in the background, and I can't really make out what planet this is, but I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions at this point. I think it's a little early to tell.
I think it's very clearly not Toshara, of course. Like, you don't have the orange giant behind it and the ship wreckage. It's not Tatooine, because we know Tatooine doesn't have this asteroid field around it. And the only other one that I think it possibly could be, because I agree with you, I think this is Akiva, that is the one that has the clear asteroid belt around it, is Kijimi, because there are some rocks and asteroids kind of around. But they're in a nebula, and I just don't see any presence of said nebula. So I think this is going to be Akiva, because I agree with you. I don't think we're getting new planets in either of these story DLCs. I think they would say that, not just new areas. And I think we've seen some areas on the map. If you guys have played the game, there are certain locations on the planets already that are kind of grayed out or inaccessible right now that they could grow into. And I kind of expect them to do something like that. That's what they did with Avatar, of course. They just kind of expanded the areas that they had. So I think that's what's going to end up happening, and that might disappoint some people, but I definitely think they would say new planets if they intended on adding new planets to this game. Because like you said, wouldn't you market that if that's what you were going to do? But I'm just not anticipating that. And of course, the other side of that is a new look at Lando. He looks fantastic. I have to imagine this is a shot taken from that casino ship that we'll be visiting in that story DLC, which will be really exciting to see. And Andreas, when we saw this key art, for some reason, this just kind of spurred the thought in my head. I guess now after actually playing the game, and this is the first time we've gotten to talk about the DLC since playing the game, we know we get to run around the Trailblazer. We know at this point in time, Lando is in possession of the Millennium Falcon. Do we think we will get to see the Millennium Falcon and run around inside the Millennium Falcon? Like, how awesome would that be? Do we think that's going to happen?
That's a really good question. I think it would definitely be interesting to see the Millennium Falcon here with this DLC. And that said, how else would Lando be getting around here? I mean, the way that they set it up in the trailer, it looks like you kind of bump into Lando on the ship that has the Sabacc tournament. And I'm kind of wondering, how did Lando get to that ship? Like, did he get there via the Falcon? And would the Falcon be parked anywhere on that larger ship? I don't know. But if it is, I want to see it in this game. I mean, that really would be a cool thing to see for sure.
Yeah, I agree completely. At the end of the day, it's going to be really exciting to go on a journey with Lando Calrissian as Kay and, of course, Hondo Ohnaka. I think there is the potential for some really great banter between all of these characters in ND5 and how Nyx is going to play in after experiencing all of these relationships. I think there's a lot of really fun, just Star Wars potential here with these story DLCs, and I cannot wait to learn more information down below. Guys, let us know your thoughts on all of this stuff. It sounds like we're going to be getting some new gameplay updates as we go along. What is some stuff you guys would like to see fixed about this game? Definitely let us know, because we would love to amplify some of the issues that you guys are experiencing, just because we want this game to be a game that everybody enjoys and nobody enjoys falling through the floor or stuff like that. So definitely let us know your thoughts down below. Let us know how you're enjoying the game now that you guys officially have your hands on it. Do you agree with some of the thoughts that we had in our review, or do you disagree with us? We would love to know. And what from the upcoming story DLC are you most excited for? Is it going on an adventure with Lando on a casino ship, or is it going pirating with Hondo Ohnaka? Just let us know all of your thoughts, how you're feeling right now when it comes to Star Wars Outlaws. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for us for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you all next time.